There are a butt ton of different and uniquely made Roblox accessories. But did you know that some of them are extremely rare? Like, really freaking rare. Such as this one here, the bearded alien. There's only 13 of these in existence, and people got them for random reasons, such as being creative. Someone was given the hat because they made a virtual replica of the Roblox headquarters. I have no clue why this warrants getting a bearded alien hat, but it did. The bearded alien is cool, but DJ Kryptonik is even cooler. This hat is only owned by two people, and I actually know the exact reason why. DJ Kryptonik is a mask that was made for a DJ who worked for a company back in the day called Monster Cat. Monster Cat being a huge group of EDM artists that, well, like, made music. I actually used to follow this guy around as a kid because I thought he was the coolest person in the world. We used to be friends, but apparently they unfriended me.
How could you?
But this hat was made by Shedletsky of all people, who awarded it to DJ Kryptonik for unknown reasons. Just like my little self back in the day, Shedletsky was a big fan of Kryptonik, so in order to try to, like, get on their good side, they made them their own custom Roblox hat, something that was pretty much unheard of at the time. It's kind of scary looking, but I like it. Next up, we have the badass shades for badass individuals. These shades are so freaking rare because they're the only ones that say ass in the title. These aren't actually rare. These are still on sale. But actually, next up, we have the Cat Eye Infantry Helm. Now, I'm showing you this because I am salty that I'm not able to get this, because if you look at the name, it says Cat Eye Infantry Helm. So I think that Roblox was trying to build up lore for the Crimson Cat's Eye, which is the item that I wear on my avatar, which also happens to be one of the rarest items in Roblox. There's only been 70 of these in existence, and since this hat was released all the way back in 2009, there isn't very many people left on the platform with this hat. I myself have it, and these handful of people here have it, but other than that, this is a rare artifact, or talisman, if you follow the lore. And this was going to be an addition to that lore, but unfortunately, the Cat Eye Infantry Helm was taken off sale after being sold a measly total of 3 times. For whatever reason, it was removed from those people's inventories, and the only person that owns it today is Roblox.
Release that bad boy, Roblox. Release it.
Up next, we have the Steampunk Elephant. Now, the Steampunk Elephant is actually a rare hat because it was not made by Roblox, it was not made by a UGC creator, it was made by a freaking hacker. Or at least, it was released by a hacker. I can see why it was taken off sale. It's absolutely disturbing, like, that is freaking scary. And it was certainly not the only item that was released on the day of the hacking. All of these were released on the day of the hacking. Even the Cat Eye Infantry Helm was put back on sale for a short period of time. On that same day, the Crazy Crown was created, something that actually still happens to be a limited item despite being made by a hacker. There were only 69 sold in total, haha. Funny number. That was intentional because a hacker made it. The 2012 Skater Beanie was also there. This one is not very talked about. Only 286 people have even favorited this item, so this is a pretty low-key, unknown item made by a hacker. The Crazy Skull was also made by a hacker on that same day, alongside the Voku Dojo. I don't know how to say that, okay? All of these hats were kept up for a total of like 24 hours, maybe not even, before being completely stripped from the catalog and only kept in the inventories of those lucky enough to grab them in time, myself being one of them. Ha ha ha. Next up, we have the Bowling Crown. Now, it's kind of insane. This was also affected by the April Fool's Day hack, but this item is owned by 0 people. There were 90 of these sold, but each of them were removed from the player's inventories due to the fact that it was only available because a hacker made it available. Now, I don't know why they didn't do this with all of the hacked items, but for whatever reason, the Bowling Crown has 0 owners and stands as one of the rarest hats of all time. Next up, we have the Champion Sword Pack. Now, there is one person that owns the Champion Sword Pack. That one person is none other than KreekCraft. KreekCraft got it for winning the Roblox Battles event, an event that only YouTubers that don't say shit and fart all the time are invited to. Hence the reason that I have never been in Roblox battles, nor have many of my friends. But those friendly enough to make it into the battles get awesome prizes, and KreekCraft took home the gold when he claimed the Champion Sword Pack. There's only one of these in existence, and it belongs on KreekCraft's back. Speaking of which, the Diamond Hat is also a Roblox hat that only has 1 copy ever made. This hat was actually made for a user named Diamond Pistol 25, and it was made through the makeover Make-A-Wish Foundation. I think that's freaking awesome that Roblox would allow that. It's a super cool looking hat. It's unique. It's a fedora and it has antlers. That's like a bunch of classic things put in one. The description says the perfect hat for any occasion, and I couldn't agree more. That thing is stylish. Here we have the Golden Sparkle Time Banded Boss White hat. It's kind of a mouthful. Only one user has been awarded the Gold Sparkle Time Banded Boss White hat, but there are multiple types of these hats that were rewarded to people, such as the Purple Banded Boss White hat, which was also rewarded to only one user. Something special about this hat is the fact that it actually has a sparkle particle emitting from the band of the hat. There are only a few hats in Roblox that currently do this. One of those hats is called the Egg of Destiny, something that I actually own. You could only get this egg if you joined a 2014 egg hunt troll game published by @games themselves. Now, only 5,000 people played this, and only a handful of those people actually found this hat. I happen to be one of those, luckily. So now I have a scribbled on poopy looking egg that emits sparkles. I used it to walk through dark Roblox games that weren't supposed to have a light, and it was the best thing ever. Like many Roblox users, this hat is toxic. It is the toxic nemesis, and it was also published on April 2012 by a hacker. This one being probably the least rare of them all because this one stayed up longer and got a lot more sales, but it's still pretty dang rare. Here is the video game trailer contest winner. Also kind of a mouthful. This is an award item that was only given to 5 people in total, those people being Saranac, Guzmanic, Raven Shield, Bobby Says Hi, and Simoon or Simon68, all these people being very well-known Roblox developers back at the time, and they were awarded it because they had amazing trailers for their games. So the top 5 trailers in all of Roblox were rewarded with this beautiful, well, I don't know if I call it beautiful, but this thing right here. Next up is the Video Creator Top Hat. Now this top hat is only owned by people who make it into the Video Star program. So that being said, like, not a lot of people have this, and if you get kicked out of it, I don't think you get to keep the hat either. I think it looks pretty dang good on me. I'm very, very lucky to own this one myself. Next up, we have the Polar Cub hat. The only person that ever will own this is Danny, aka Polar Cub. As you can see, the description says,
This will never be on sale. Stop asking her.
And honestly, people get mad about it, but I completely agree with Danny on this. She uploaded this hat. It doesn't really need to be on sale for anyone else, and there is this version, the Polar Cub mask. You could just get this instead. Just let Danny have the W for this one, guys. Here we have one that's a little bit less rare because there were 102 of these in existence, but it is still extremely rare, seeing as though only one person is selling the hat now, and for a butt ton of Robux. So if you want to own this thing, you got one shot at it, and it's freaking expensive. I actually used to own this hat back in the day. Trading it away is one of my biggest regrets, seeing as though it's beautiful, it's extremely rare, and it's very hard to come by.
Sorry, Great Lord Cthulhu, I failed you.
Here we have the Crown of Dark Lord of SQL. A lot of these hats are a freaking tongue twister to say. It was created and given exclusively to a Roblox administrator named Noob007, who you can see wearing the hat right here, looking oh so stylish. Something cool about this hat is that it's actually not a retexture, but instead they changed the vertex color of the item to 000, making it a pure black, even though it's not technically retextured at all. Next up, we have the Dominus Venari. The Dominus Venari is a hat that you may recognize. Only one person owns this. It's because they won it in the Ready Player One contest. Their name is Roku, and here you can see they are still sporting the one and only Dominus, as they should be. It's freaking rare. Not too much more to say about this thing. It's awesome. It contains all the keys from the Ready Player One event on the side of it, and it's golden, just like, you know, that other gold Dominus. Next up, we have the Domino Crown, the second hat on today's list that was made because of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Only 13 people were given this hat in total, the first of those people being PiePerson50. Apparently, since then, it has been duplicated 6 more times, making 19 copies in existence as of today. Seeing as though Roblox has millions and millions of players playing, I think 19 is quite the rare number. It is quite the glorious hat indeed. Here's the Ghost Fedora. Now, this hat isn't necessarily all that rare, but it is the first hat to take advantage of see-through textures. So even when I wear this hat, you can still see my bald, ugly head underneath.
They Look at that 5-head.
The concept didn't really work out all too well. The hat looks a little bit glitchy, so Roblox hasn't done this with many hats since. But the fact that there is a semi-transparent fedora out there on Roblox is pretty interesting. Similar to the domino crown, we have the crown of knowledge. This was only given to people who completed Roblox's Developer Relations International Challenges. I have no clue how you were supposed to do that, but apparently only 14 people succeeded, making this the rarest of the crowns. Next up is the Evil Alien Genius, a hat that I'm very proud to own, though it does just look like ugly Squidward. It is very rare. Only 500 people were rewarded this hat back in the 2013 Halloween costume contest. I myself being one of those because I'm awesome and stylish. But what makes this hat even more rare is the fact that a butt ton of people hated it so very much that they deleted it from their inventories before comments were disabled. All of the comments on this were like, I hate this, I'm deleting it. Why did you give this to me? And seeing as though it doesn't serve any purpose other than being ugly Squidward, I see why they hated it, but I kept it myself, and now it is a very rare event hat. Next up is the Trendsetter. This is a fedora marked with like a cheetah band going around it. Now this hat was only published for a very small amount of time. It was published in January 2013 and taken off sale within the same month. It was only purchased 414 times. I'm not sure if that's an accurate number. Back when Roblox used to say how many times a hat was actually purchased, it said 200. Regardless, this hat is nowhere to be seen and is only owned by a very small amount of people. Next up, we have the tablets. There are about like 6 or 7 of these in existence, but they're only owned by one person each. This one is owned by R200. The users that got these tablets had to pay a buttload of Robux for them, and it was first come, first serve. So if you had the Robux to dish out for this thing, then you could get it. They were launched when Roblox became available on iPads and, you know, mobile devices. To this day, they still stand as the rarest gears in all of Roblox. Next up, we have the Oh Nose sign. This is actually owned by a total of 0 people because it was taken off sale by Roblox and stripped from the inventories of those who owned it. Wow, look how cool that is. Here's what it actually looked like when it was on your avatar. It was also used for like when Roblox went down and they needed an image to put up on the website. So this one has some history behind it. It's pretty awesome, but you can see why Roblox didn't want it on the catalog, seeing as though it's like 4 times the size of a Roblox avatar. Speaking of things that are 4 times the size of a Roblox avatar, all of the hats from the Level Up event are pretty dang rare these days. You may recognize a few, such as the Tempest head, aka Maldark mask. I literally can only see this beautiful, very, very beautiful creature as Tempest these days, but you could get it from this event back in the day. Not very many people got it. I myself did not get it, but I did get the Level Up Troll, the Black Death mask, and of course, Wizza, the coolest wizard in all of existence.
Please, somebody love me.
Now next up, this is a person. This isn't even just a hat. This is a YouTuber known as DottyHS. They are a South Korean Roblox YouTuber with over 2.4 million subscribers. They are a very successful and interesting individual that have 3 of their own custom-made hats on Roblox. I have no clue how this came about happening, but Roblox did custom make these 3 hats just for D-Dotty and their awesome YouTube channel. No complaints here. I think it's pretty cool when people own their own things, but this person happens to own 3 very rare things. None of them I really want, but they're cool. Next up, we have the shoulder free test. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because this item was actually published as a test. In fact, when it was published, the description said, please do not purchase. There will be no refunds. This is a test item. I did not listen to those warnings, and now I have possibly the coolest shoulder pad of all time, a hat sitting on my shoulder. There's actually about like 8 of these items, and they go all around your Roblox avatar's body. My favorite of those is the shoulder hat. And last but certainly not least, we have the white banded red top hat. This is only awarded to people who help with Roblox events, something that's not really even a thing anymore, seeing as though Roblox only does sponsorships these days. I was lucky enough to get this during the last ever Roblox egg hunt, seeing as though I helped Jandel make his game that everyone hated. At least I got a cool hat. So there are a lot of really rare Roblox hats, and I'm sure Roblox will continue to dish these awesome oddities out on the platform.